Hello, welcome to Chef Richard's Kitchen. I'm Chef Richard Miller. Today we're going to make a soup. And autumn is here, winter's almost here. And the fall harvest is pretty much in. The pumpkins have been harvested, the gourds, the squash. And this is the time of the year when you really want to be making some of the more hearty soups, for the cold weather. And what I thought we'd do today is we'll just take and we're going to make a butternut squash soup. And butternut squash is one of those really very good tasting squash. Those acorn squash, there's a lot of them out there. They're really good. You can cook them up. There are not a lot of calories in there, and when you make them into a soup or something, they really do warm you up on some of these cold winter days. So, let's get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start out by putting about a tablespoon of olive oil in here. And let me give this a minute to heat up. Okay, the stock pot is heated up very nicely. The olive oil is heated up. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put in one finely chopped onion. And we're going to saute this. And we're going to saute this until it's translucent. In the meantime, while that's heating up, let's talk about some of the other ingredients. I have about 3 pounds of butternut squash. Take the vegetable peeler and peel them. Take the seeds out of them and then chop them up in whole between 1/2 and 1 inch chunks. We need about a tablespoon of olive oil. We're going to need between 3 and 4 cups of vegetable stock. A teaspoon to a couple teaspoons of grated ginger. Or you can use ground ginger. This just kind of gives it a little fresher flavor. About a tablespoon and a half of chopped sage. Half tablespoon of chopped rosemary. And about 3 tablespoons of minced garlic. These are starting to get extremely aromatic, so they're just about done. What we'll do then now is after this gets done, we'll go ahead, we're going to take the squash, we're going to put it in there, and we're going to let it get nice and soft. So. Alright, these are almost translucent. So I'm going to take and I'm going to put in some salt. A few grains of pepper. And now let's give it a minute, and then let's go ahead and put in the squash. Okay, the onions have turned nice and translucent. They haven't begun to brown yet because we don't want caramelized onions in here. We still want the onion flavor. So let's go ahead and I'm putting the squash in. Stir it up a little bit. I turn the heat down just a little bit. We're going to cover it, and we're just going to let the squash soften. So it'll be about 8 to 10 minutes. No sense in making you wait. I'll be right back. All right, it's been a few minutes, so let's take a look. Not yet. So let's go ahead and put the lid on and let's let it go for another, probably 5-10 minutes, something like that. So once again, I'll be back. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes and the squash is softened nicely. I took and before I put the cap on, I put a cup of this vegetable stock in here. And now it's time to put the rest of it in. Alright, now it's time to put in the garlic, the ginger, the sage, and the rosemary. Let's go ahead and stir this together. And I'm going to take, and I'm going to taste it at this point, even though it isn't nearly ready. And the reason is I want to make sure that we have, some salt and pepper in here. It's good, but not quite. Now let's try it one more time. Oh, much better. Much better. It went from flabby or very little taste to actually having a very good taste in here. So with that going, let's go ahead and I'm going to up the wattage a little bit. And we're just going to let this simmer for about half an hour or something like that, and then we're going to put it in the blender and we're going to have soup. So be right back. Alright, it's been about 30-35 minutes, so let me go ahead and turn the induction off. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Our squash is nice and tender. Very, very good. So, now, how to turn this all into soup. Well, let's just go ahead and let's take our ladle. And let's throw it in the blender. All right, there's one. Now, let me get the spatula and let's put the rest in. Okay. Now let's go ahead and finish the rest. All right. This looks good and well pureed. Oh yeah. Let me put this up. Now, as you can see, especially on the detail camera, which I'm going to show you, it's very, very, much pureed. It's very creamy. You can taste the butternut squash. You can taste the savory taste of the rosemary and especially the sage, the garlic, and yeah, all in all, this is delicious. So, next step, let me go ahead and let me clean up a little bit here, and the next step is we'll plate. So, I'll be right back. Alright, our soup is done. It's got a very, very good thick consistency to it. It tastes magnificent. So now it's time to plate. Alright, here's our soup. Now, how do you garnish this? Well, there's a couple of ways. Number one, you can put a piece of sage in there. And I like that because actually, this is sage. We put sage in here and that's part of what the taste is. You could put parsley or flat leaf parsley in here. One of the other things I like to do is I like to take some Mexican crema. and just pour that around the outside. Why Mexican crema? Well, it's kind of like sour cream, only to be real honest, it's milder and I like it a whole lot better. So, here we are. We made butternut squash soup. I'd like you to go ahead and try this. I really hope you do. And let me know. Either give me a comment or send me an email at chefrdmiller@att.net. And let me know how you do. I'm always anxious and eager to hear about how my viewers, how they do with my recipes. So, once again, here we have a good one. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Take care. God bless. Remember that cooking should always, always, always be fun. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next episode. Bye for now.